There's a story that the mystics tell about God. It stems from the question, why did God create humanity? There are several midrashim, several stories, in which the angels advise God to do no such thing. God must have known the miseries and the cruelties that humans would perpetrate against one another, often in God's own name. The angels insisted to the Holy of Holies we're better off without them. So the mystics ask, why did God create humanity? The answer comes, God was lonely. I didn't expect people to laugh. Yes, there were angels floating around the firmament, but in Judaism, we are taught that angels are an extension of God's self. They don't have free will, and they are created for merely one purpose. When they have fulfilled it, they vanish back into the depths of God's greater self. God was lonely and yearned for an other. But God encompassed everything, was everything, filled up every corner of existence. So what was God to do? How could God make space for an other? The mystics teach that God withdrew God's self, tzimtzum. God retracted God's self to make room for Adam v'Hava, earth and breath, Adam and Eve, humanity. God made space, pulled back, allowed a hole in existence to appear, and then filled it with us. An other to love, an other to inspire to love God, an other to ease God's loneliness. There's a common, long-held misunderstanding that Christianity is a religion of love and that Judaism is a religion of law. That the Christian God is loving and the Jewish God is harsh and judgmental. It may come as no surprise that early Christians labeled Judaism as such, trying to differentiate themselves from their parent religion. This understanding is not inherent in Judaism itself. What's unfortunate is that somewhere along the way, many of us Jews internalized this criticism and started to believe it ourselves. Judaism is about love. This is the title of a new book by Rabbi Shira Fredlin that goes into this idea in depth. Judaism is about love. The midrash I shared earlier by the rabbi mystics of Sfat certainly expresses the belief that the Jewish God is about love. God loves us so much that God retracted God's self to make room for us. God gave us free will, and God waits for us to show our love. I just read from the Torah, God spoke to Moses saying, "You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy." Perhaps the holiest thing that we can do is to make space for the other, in the hope that the other will step into that space with love. We're going to sing together a song that most of you know, and as we sing along to the music, imagine that you are singing the words from God's perspective. Imagine that God is dedicating this song to the ones God loves. That was a clue.
Dedicated to the one I love.
Richard got it. Okay, let's see if we can actually do it. Okay, I'm pretty sure I pressed play.
I hear it, but it's not loud.
I blame you. That was so loving, wasn't it? Maybe it wasn't quite as pounding as I thought it was going to be. All right, we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You guys got to sing with me. I know you know the words. While I'm far away from you, my baby, I know, is it not right? Hard from me, my baby, because it's hard for me, my baby, and the darkest hour is just before dawn. Each night before you go to bed, my baby, whisper a little prayer for me, my baby, and tell all the stars above, this is dedicated to the one I love. Can never be exactly like we wanted to be. I could be satisfied knowing you love me. Something I want you to do, especially for me, and it's something that everybody needs. While I'm far away from you, my baby, whisper a little prayer for me, my baby, because it's hard for me, my baby, and the darkest hour is just before dawn. It's God talking to us. You get it? Okay, it's hard to come in, so we gotta pay attention. If there's one thing I want you to do, especially for me, and it's something that everybody needs. Each night before you go to bed, my baby, whisper a little prayer for me, my baby, and tell all the stars above, this is dedicated to the one I love. This is dedicated to the one I love. This is dedicated to the one I love. To the one I love. That's what I thought when I was preparing for Shabbat. So Mamas and Pappas, they did not write it. It was originated by the Shirelles, and it was written by Loman Pauling and Bass Ralph. 1960s.